Shalom. I want to start off by giving our praises to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushua, Bashem, Rakah, Kadash. Double honors to the apostle and elders of great millstone who rule well, and peace and salutations to the house of David, the elect man, who pushing his truth and faith and sincerity. This the brother Tazakah coming back at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushua, Bashem, Rakah, Kadash. I pray that this lesson is edifying, okay? And I'm finna go in on pretty much the judgment of Sodom and Gomorrah, which we're in the spiritual Sodom and Gomorrah right now, and it's a judgment. It's like your purpose for this place. So I'm gonna hit some more scriptures. I'm gonna hit some scriptures. Lord willing, is edifying. Matter of fact, before I jump into this account in Genesis, let me go here. Because there's a judgment that came upon Sodom and Gomorrah, and that same judgment is coming upon Babylon the Great, which is known as America. This is Psalms chapter 11, verse 6. It says, "Upon the wicked he shall rain snares, fire and brimstone, and an horrible tempest. This shall be the portion of their cup." So upon the wicked, Yahweh Shemashah is going to rain snares, fire, and brimstone. The same thing he did when he, with the wicked of Sodom and Gomorrah, in the five neighboring cities, Yahweh Shemashah rained fire and brimstone upon them, which Yahweh Shemashah is going to rain fire and brimstone upon America, because it's nothing but wickedness that goes on here, primarily sodomy, and other things of wickedness, but sodomy is a big reason why Yahweh Shemel Shai is gonna destroy this place, man. Let's go here to Genesis. Let's read the account of Genesis. Salaki of Sodom and Gomorrah being destroyed here in Genesis 19. This Genesis chapter 19, verse 1. "And there came two angels to Sodom at evening, and Lot sat in the gate of Sodom, and Lot, seeing them, rose up to meet them, and he bowed himself with his face toward the ground. And he said, Behold, my lords, turn in, I pray you, into your servants' house, and tarry all night, and wash your feet, and ye shall rise up early and go on your ways. And they said, Nay, but we will abide in the street all night." The angels, man. It says, "And he pressed upon them greatly, and they turned in unto him and entered into his house. And he made them a feast, and he did bake unleavened bread, and they did eat. But before they lay down, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, compassed the house round, both old and young, all the people from every quarter. And they called unto Lot and said unto him, Where are the men which came in to thee this night? Bring them out unto us, that we may know them, man." All right, and this what type of sick perversions goes on out here in Babylon the Great, man. Man knowing other men, you know, that's a primary uh a primary sin of Babylon, man. Is homosexuality, man. Sodomy, man. You know, man knowing another man. How do you know another man? How do you know someone? When the scriptures speak about knowing someone, a man knowing a woman, they laying down with each other. They have sex. So these men wanted to actually have sex with other men. You know, which goes on rampant out here in Babylon. Verse 6, it says, "And Lot went out at the door unto them, and shut the door after him, and said, I pray you, brethren, do not so wickedly." Right. We read in Psalms, the 11th chapter, about how Yahweh Shemel rains fire and brimstone, snares, which this was a snare for them to, try these angels, with try to commit sodomy on these angels. Slaki, not knowing that they was actually messengers of Yahweh Shemel Shai, That was a snare, and then for that snare that they tripped into, fire and brimstone came upon them. Because they wanted to do wickedness. Which America's all about, wickedness. It says, "Behold, now I have two daughters, which have not known man." You see, which have not known man. So it's letting you know, like, matter of fact, let's go into what known is. It's like, yeah, see if we can get that.
Strong's H 3045. Yadah. Yadah.
You see, here we go right here. To know by experience. What experience? It says to be made known. How are you made known? When you are, it says to be revealed, when you figure out someone's secret part, you know, uh, to make known, reveal oneself, figurative. Basically speaking on sex, okay? Sex. That's how you know. That's how you know someone. That's how you know a woman. That's how Lot's two daughters had known man. You know. It says, "Behold, now I have two daughters which have not known man. Let me, I pray you, bring them out unto you, and do ye to them as is good in your eyes. Only to these men do nothing, for therefore came they under the shadow of my roof." And they said, "Stand back." And they said again, "This one fellow came into sojourn, and he will needs be a judge. Now will we deal worse with thee than with them?" And they pressed sore upon the man, even Lot, and came near to break the door. So these guys was highly wicked, man. They was ready to break down the door. They refused to take Lot's virgin daughters, you know, so they could get to a man and commit a foul, wicked act with him. And it's this type of stuff that goes on in America, man. You know, Men put away the natural order of Yahweh Shem Shah to partake in sickness like this. It says, "But the man put forth their hand and pulled Lot into the house to them, and and shut the door. And they smote the man that were at the door of the house with blindness, both small and great, so that they wearied themselves to find the door. And the man said unto Lot, Hast thou here any besides son-in-law, and thy sons and thy daughters, and whatsoever thou hast in the city, bring them out of this place, for we will destroy this place." You see, and Lot was just Lot was an allegory for the elect, man. Like I tell you in First Peter 2:6, man. You know, they say just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked man, which the elect, the man of the Lord, which, Lord willing, I'm a part of that, the hopeful elect, you know, we're vexed with this place, man. We're sickened with this place. We hate this filthy conversation that goes forth out of here, man. And Lord willing, the Lord is going to deliver us for our vex, us being sore vexed, man. With the filthy conversation of the wicked, man, having to be in this place, you know, and be around this type of madness. It says, "For we will destroy this place, because the cry of them is waxing great before the face of the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shah, and the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shah have sent us to destroy it." And that's that Revelations, the 18th chapter, about how the iniquities have reached up into the heavens, man. You know, And the cry was waxing great, and that's what's going on right now. The cry of wickedness is waxing great, and is headed up to Yahweh Shemel Shai, man. You know, it says, and Lot went out and spake unto his sons-in-law, which married his daughters, and said, Up, get you out of this place, for the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai will destroy this city. But he seemed as one that mocked unto his sons-in-law. And when the morning arose, then the angels hastened Lot, saying, Arise, take thy wife and thy two daughters, which are here, lest thou be consumed in the iniquity of the city. And while he lingered, so if I'm Salakia, if I'm not mistaken, I'm thinking that Lot may have been supplanting the man to take his daughters. You know, I don't know, or maybe they were just betrothed. You know, I'm not exactly sure on that. But just so I won't have a slip of the tongue. It was either one of those. Because just reading down it said his sons-in-law. But it said up in it said his daughters had not known man. But just throwing that out there. But it says, and when the morning arose, when the angels hastened Lot, saying, Arise, take thy wife and thy two daughters which are here, lest thou be consumed in the iniquity of the city. And while he lingered, the man laid hold upon his hand and upon the hand of his wife and upon the hand of his two daughters. The Lord Yahweh Shemel being merciful unto him, and they brought him forth and set him without the city. And it came to pass when they had brought them forth abroad that he said, Escape for thy life, look not behind thee, neither stay thou in all the plain, escape to the mountain, lest thou be consumed. And Lot said unto them, O not so, my Lord. Behold, now thy servant hath found grace in thy sight, and thou hast magnified thy mercy which thou hast showed unto me in saving my life, and I cannot escape to the mountain, lest some evil take me and I die. Behold, now the city is near to flee unto, and it is a little one. Oh, let me escape thither. It is not a little one, and my soul shall live. And he said unto him, See, I have accepted thee concerning this thing, also that I will not overthrow the city for the which thou hast spoken. Haste thee, escape thither, for I cannot do anything till thou be come thither. Therefore the name of the city was called Zor. And that goes into Revelations the 7th chapter about how the angels are holding back the wind until the servants are sealed uh, to the Lord's servants are sealed in their forehead, man. So the angels, they're holding back this judgment of fire and brimstone, until the servants are sealed in their forehead, just like Lot. The angels couldn't go forth with the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah until Lot got up out of there. You know, it says because he was elected by the Most High. Which, like I was saying earlier, that Lot was an allegory for the elect. You know, it says, Then the Lord Yahweh Shai rained upon Sodom and Gomorrah brimstone and fire from the Lord Yahweh Shai out of heaven. So that's the same thing that's going to happen now. Yahweh Shai is going to seal up his servants. Seal up his servants. And seal his servants in their foreheads, give them that mark of exemption, and ultimately, he's gonna rain fire and brimstone upon this place, man. You know, he's gonna rain fire and brimstone upon this place. That's what time we're coming into. Yahweh Shai is finna utterly destroy this place by fire and brimstone, the same way that America's gonna go out. by fire and brimstone. And what components consist of fire and brimstone? What the fire and brimstones are components that consist in those nuclear missiles, man. You know, in those nuclear missiles. And that's what Yahabashim Messiah is going to send over here to America to destroy this place. And they're going to rain out of heaven. They're going to rain out of heaven because they're going to go. You have satellites in the firmament that can direct them. Then they're going to shoot to the ends of the earth. So they're going to actually go into the firmament, and drop down and hit this place, Babylon the Great, which is Sodom and Gomorrah, which is spiritually Sodom and Gomorrah. I'm finna prove that right here. This is Revelation chapter 11, verse 8. It says, "And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified." Was our Lord crucified over here? Where that word crucified just goes into being crossed out, and he covered the face of the judges thereof. So our Lord, he was crossed out here. He was crucified, spiritually in the land of Babylon, man. And our dead bodies, which we're spiritually dead. Why? Because it's the word, it's the spirit that quickeneth. Which that word quickeneth means to make alive. We didn't have Yahweh Shai to quicken us, to make us alive, so that caused us to be dead bodies, lying in the streets of the land that's spiritually called Sodom. Let's go into this word Sodom.
Strong's
This is
G
what America
4670. Sodoma. Sodoma.
It says Sodom means burning, destroyed by the Lord, raining fire and brimstone, Yeah. So Sodom means burning, and that's the spirit, man, because this place is going to be burning, This place is going to be burning, Let's get that word spiritually. So the land that's spiritually called Sodom in Egypt. Let's go here.
Strong's G 4153. Pneumatikos. Pneumatikos.
Right, it says not physically, figuratively. So, this is not physically Sodom and Gomorrah, but this is spiritually Sodom and Gomorrah. Why? Because that same spirit that was in Sodom and Gomorrah, consists here in Babylon, America, man. The same shit, Men casting away women to sleep with other men, Men wanting to pop men, women wanting to pop women. Nothing but just complete perverseness and wickedness, man. That's all that consists out here, man. Let's go to Romans. Romans 1 and 22. This Romans chapter 1, verse 22. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools. That's these Babylonians, man. Going into how sodomy is okay. Transvestites and transsexuals is okay. Lesbians and dykes is okay. Gender binary, all that stuff is okay, man. You became fools, and we know that judgments are prepared for the backs of fools. It says, "And change the glory of the uncorruptible power Yahweh unto an image made like unto corruptible man, and to birds and four-footed beasts and creeping things," like the Baphomet, that androgynous deity that accepts all this sickness, sick perverseness. It says, "Wherefore Yahweh Bashim Yahushua also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves." So Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, since you wanted to say that he was for this type of stuff, he gave you over to these evil, wicked spirits, to what? To bring judgment forth upon you. It says, "Who changed the truth of Yahweh into a lie, and worship and serve the creature more than the creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. For this cause, Yahweh Shema Shai gave them up unto vile affections, man. Let's go into that vile affections. Because Yahweh Shema Shai, since these people want to be so sick into all this perverseness, Yahweh Shema Shai gave them over to it, man. You know, he pretty much gave them over to it. And why? So he can judge them, bring the judgment of these sick acts upon them, which he's
Strong's
gonna do to
G,
America.
819. Atamia. Atamia.
It says dishonor, ignominy, disgrace, dishonor and disgrace, man. You know, disgraceful, shameful, in indignity things. You know, ignominy. You know, matter of fact, let's get this word. These type of fictions that these people partake in here in America, man. You know, let's get that. Salakia. Okay. It says public shame or disgrace, man. You know, so when you see men walking around with purses, you know, holding hands, you know, that's disgraceful, man. You know, Yahweh Shema Shai gave these people up to these type of you know, disgraceful, shameful affections. Let's get this word affection.
Strong's G, 3806. Pathos. Pathos.
It says feeling which the mind suffers. Ooh, an affliction of the mind, emotion, and passion, man. You know, so Yahweh Shema Shai gave them over to shameful emotions, man, and disgraceful emotions. You know, dishonorable emotions and passions in their mind, man. You know, dishonorable suffering in their mind. You know, it says, for this cause, Yahweh Shema Shai gave them up to vile affections forever, for even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. Yeah, like what, man? Acting like these damn men out here, man. Women, you know, who would even adventure to put their soul upon the foot of the ground out here with dreads, growing a beard. It was a damn dyke in my workplace the other day asking me about the stones, and she had a fucking chin strap on her face, man. You know, that's what's against natural order, man. A damn woman growing a beard, you know. It says, and likewise also the man leaving the natural use of the woman, leaving the natural use of the woman, burned in their lust, yeah, sodomy, because Sodom means burning, you know. So burning, wanting to commit sodomy, man, desiring to put their utmost part in a man's rectum, man, or anal, you know. It says burn in their lust one toward another, men with men working that which is unseemly, that which is unseemly, man, and receiving in themselves the recompense of their error which was met, which is what, man? You know, getting about to take part in the lake of fire, man. About to take part in this fire and brimstone that Yahweh Shema Shai is gonna rain upon Sodom. You know, the burning. They're gonna be burning, man, because they want to burn from one another. They're gonna literally be burning. You know, it says, and even as they did not like to retain Yahweh Shema Shai in their knowledge, just like those men who was desiring to sleep with the angels, they refused to take heed to what Lot was saying. They didn't want to retain Yahweh Shema Shai in their knowledge. Yahweh Shema Shai gave them over into a reprobate mind, yes, so they just continued to go after those angels to the point where they was finna beat down the door. Then they just ended up getting blinded and killed, man, and put to death. you know that they was void of judgment, not understanding. Look, you're about to get you're opening up a can of whoop ass, man. You know, it says to do those things which are not convenient. Yeah, and those things are not convenient, man. You know, it says being filled, trying to sleep with another man. That's not convenient. You know, it says being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication. You know, which that's a heavy example of fornication. It's sodomy, man. You know, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whisperers, backbiters, haters of Yahweh Shem Shah, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things. That's what all this place is about here. That's all what Sodom is about. You know, it says, without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection, implacable, unmerciful, man, who knowing the judgment of Yahweh Shema Shai, that they would commit such things are worthy of death, not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them. You know, right, because Yahweh Shema Shai left Sodom and Gomorrah as an unsample unto those after who shall live ungodly. Man, these people know that, man, within their spirit, you know, but they don't care. Why? Because they want to fulfill their fleshly desires, man. You know, and Yahweh Shema Shai, he's gonna destroy these people for that, man. He's gonna utterly destroy them. How's he gonna do it? He's gonna send nukes over here, man. You know, which contain fire and brimstone, which is gonna utterly consume these people and this place, man. You know, it's Isaiah chapter 1, verse 9. It's Isaiah chapter 1, verse 9. It says, except the Lord of hosts, Yahweh Shemashah, had left unto us a very small remnant, just like Lot, his two daughters, you know, his wife before she got destroyed, and look back, you know, that was semblance for a very small remnant. It says we should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah, right? So, you know, we would have been given over to their reprobate mind, and then ultimately we would have ended up, you know, all of us, all our whole nation would have ended up, you know, being with this, you know, sodomy shit, you know, which a lot of our nation are. They're with sodomy. They're okay with it, you know. But Yahweh Shemashah saved a remnant who are not going to be with it, who are actually going to be delivered from the judgment that's going to come upon Sodom. You know, it says here the word of the Lord Yahweh Shemashah, ye rulers of Sodom, give ear unto the law of our power, Yahweh Shemashah, ye people of Gomorrah. You know, so Yahweh Shemashah is saying, give ear unto the law. You know, give ear unto the law. So what goes forth in Sodom and Gomorrah, where they completely reject the law, statutes, commandments of Yahweh Shemashah, just like we read in Romans the first chapter. All those things consist and go forth out here in Babylon, man. You know, so you have to the law of Yahweh Shemashah does not go forth out here, man. You know, in Sodom, in spiritual Sodom. You know, that's why Yahweh Shemashah is look, take heed unto this before you enter into this judgment that I have purposed upon this place. You know, let's go here. It's Jude verse I started 6. This Jude chapter 1, verse 6. And the angels which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation, he have reserved in everlasting chains under darkness unto the judgment of the great day. Unto the judgment of the great day. What judgment of the great day, man? That's when the Yahweh Shemashah is going to rain fire and brimstone upon the wicked. You know, it says, even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh, and are set forth as and so like it's set forth example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire, man. So that was set forth as an example to what happens when you commit spiritual and physical fornication towards Yahweh Shema Shai. He's gonna bring a fire upon you, man. You know, he's gonna bring fire upon you. You know, which this place they it's all about spiritual and physical fornication. You know, matter of fact, let's get that word fornication. Let's get that word fornication. Fornication, Slovakia. Wow, Slovakia. Um,
Strong's G 1608. Ekparnual. Ekparnual.
he says to go a horn, to be utterly unchaste. To completely unchaste, be completely unpure, man. You know, to give yourself over to fornication, man. That's what this place is all about, a whoring. Where Babylon is known as the great whore, you know. So, what, well, actually, when you go into the law, if a priest's daughter is a whore, she's supposed to be burnt with fire, man. That's spiritual, you know. And that's what's going to happen to this whore. She's going to be burnt with fire. This Isaiah chapter 13, verse 19. In Babylon, the glory of the king of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency shall be as when Yahweh Shemal Shai overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. Yeah, so Yahweh Shemal Shai is going to do the same, bring the same judgment upon this place that he brought upon Sodom and Gomorrah, man. This is the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency. This it's America, man. Because this is where you could just freely have free reign and be a demon, and be into all type of wickedness. So what is Yahweh Shema Shai gonna do? He's gonna completely, utterly destroy this place just like he did Sodom and Gomorrah. It's telling you right here. It says, it shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation, neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. So ultimately, just like Sodom and Gomorrah, Yahweh Shema Shai is going to completely wipe this place out, man. He's going to turn it to powder, man. And this place is not going to be inhabited anymore, just like ancient Sodom. You can't tell ancient Sodom from in any just regular dirt patch, man. This Revelation chapter 9, verse 15. And the four angels were loose, which were prepared for an hour. That's that great day of judgment that we read about in Jude. It says, in a day, in a month, in a year, for to slay the third part of men. And the number of the array of the horsemen were 200,000, and I heard the number of them. And those horsemen represents those nuclear missiles, man, which all consist of fire and brimstone, by the way. Well, here we go right here. And thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them having the breastplates of fire and of jacinth and brimstone. You see? And the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions, and out of their mouths issued fire and smoke and brimstone. That's what time we coming into, where these where fire and brimstone is finna be issued out upon Sodom, which there's nothing new under the sun. This finna happen again. It says, by these three was the third part of man killed by the fire and by the smoke and by the brimstone, which is issued out of their mouths, for their power is in their mouths and in their tails, for their tails were like unto serpents and had heads with them, and they do hurt. And they do hurt. Yeah, they damn right they hurt. It says, in the rest of men which were not killed by these plagues, yet repented not of the works of their heads, that they should not worship devils like Baphomet, idols of gold and silver and brass, and stone and of wood which neither could see Salakia, which neither could see. Oh my goodness, Salakia. Salakia, brothers. Which neither could see, nor hear, nor walk, neither repented they their murders, nor of their sorceries, nor of their fornication, nor of their thefts, man. So these people are not going to turn away. That's why, because we read in Isaiah the first chapter how the Lord said, here ye the law, you know, Sodom and Gomorrah, you know. Why? So you don't take part in this judgment that Yahweh Shemashah has purpose for spiritual Sodom and Gomorrah, you know, which is fire and brimstone, man. But these people are not going to do that. So guess what's going to happen? They're going to be killed. They're the third part of men that's going to be killed by these plagues, you know. Now, I'm going to get this and I'm going to wrap it up. I pray this is edifying. It's Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 35. It says, a word is upon the Chaldeans, said the Lord Yahweh Shemashah, and upon the inhabitants of Babylon, and upon her princes, and upon her wise men. A sword is upon the liars, yet that sword is those nuclear missiles, which contain fire and brimstone, and they shall dote. A sword is upon her mighty men, and they shall be dismayed. A sword is upon the horses, and upon their chariots, and upon all the mingled people that are in the midst of her, and they shall become as women. Ooh-wee. You know, and that's literally happening because you got men being women out here, you know. And really know it's gonna really happen when, you know, Yahweh Shemashah brings this judgment that he has purpose for this place, man. You know, men are gonna be screaming like bitches out here. You know, it says the sword is upon her treasures, and they shall be robbed. A drought is upon her waters, and they shall be dried up. For it is the land of graven images, and they are mad upon their idols. Yeah, because it's all type of idolatry and wickedness you could partake in out here, man. In Babylon, you know, the great, you know. It says therefore, and these people are going crazy off of it, man. You know, going crazy off of it. You know, worshiping sodomites, man. You know, sodomy and all type. Like the guy Billy Porter, he's an idol. You know, he's going on Sesame Street with a tuxedo and a dress on, man. You know, Dwayne Wade and his son. You know, just sodomites. You know, it says, therefore the wild beasts of the desert with the wild beasts of the island shall dwell there, and the owls shall dwell therein, and it shall no more be inhabited forever, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. As Yahweh Shemashah overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighbor cities thereof, said the Lord Yahweh Shemashah, so shall no man abide there, neither shall the Son of Man dwell there. So Yahweh Shemashah is going to completely do away with this place, just like he did Sodom and Gomorrah, man. You know? So that was it, man. I just wanted to touch on that, how, you know, the touch on the correlation between Sodom and Gomorrah and America, man. You know, and, you know, the judgment is going to be the same, fire and brimstone, you know, which proves that these nuclear missiles is more proof in the pudding that nuclear missiles are coming over here to America, because this place is all about sodomy, man. It's in its spiritual Sodom and Gomorrah, you know, and fire and brimstone is purposed, you know, for Sodom and Gomorrah. Well, the word Sodom actually means burning. You know, this place is gonna be burning. You know, she's just a girl and she's on fire, like the Alicia Keys song say. You know, but that's it, man. I pray through the spirit and probably how about Shema Shah is edifying. I want to give our praises to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shah, Bashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostle and elders of Great Millstone, rule well, and peace and salutations to the house of David. Shalom to the elect.